So, as we explore the AI strategy framework, we see it's not just about adopting new technology, but reshaping how organizations create and deliver value. It's a strategic tool that helps leaders navigate an AI driven landscape with intention and precision. When AI capabilities align with strategic goals, organizations can achieve new levels of innovation and efficiency. It's like having a compass that guides you through a rapidly evolving market.
Exactly, Sarah. And with the professional landscape changing so fast, it's crucial for leaders to understand and apply these frameworks. It's like steering a ship through turbulent waters. Without a clear strategy, you risk being left behind. So, leaders need to be prepared to guide their teams confidently through this transformation.
Right, and that's why this training is so vital. It equips leaders with the foundational knowledge to make informed decisions about AI adoption. Those who master those framework can better navigate the complexities of an AI-driven future. But this raises an intriguing question about who should be leading these efforts within an organization.
I see where you're going. It's not just about having the right strategy, it's about having the right people with the right qualifications. So, who exactly should be responsible for driving AI strategy, and what qualifications should they possess to ensure successful implementation?
Precisely, Rana. The next step is understanding the target audience for AI strategy development. It's about ensuring the right mix of business acumen, analytical capability, and leadership skills. These are the people who can turn AI initiatives into strategic levers for value creation. And that brings us to the heart of our next discussion. So, we've explored how AI strategy development isn't just about understanding technology, it's about aligning it with organizational goals. This involves having the right mix of business leaders, strategists, and managers who can drive AI initiatives with strategic intent and operational credibility.
Absolutely, and it's fascinating how the right qualifications like business acumen, analytical capability, and leadership are crucial. These ensure AI projects don't just become tech experiments, but transformative organizational tools.
Precisely. Leaders play a pivotal role in fostering a culture that embraces AI, ensuring coordination across departments and aligning stakeholders towards a common goal. Without this, AI efforts might falter at the implementation stage.
And that brings us to the importance of a structured approach like the AI strategy framework to guide these efforts systematically. It's clear that without this, organizations might struggle with aligning AI capabilities with business priorities.
Which naturally leads us to consider how such frameworks are applied in practice. Understanding this sets the stage for our next topic, how a structured agenda can guide organizations through the AI strategy lifecycle.
Yes, I'm curious about how organizations can systematically build their AI capabilities. What are the stages they need to progress through to ensure success?
That's exactly what we'll delve into next. We'll look at how a phased agenda can help identify, build, and deploy AI solutions effectively, ensuring alignment and sustainability. This approach is key to transforming AI from a strategic vision into a tangible organizational capability.
So, the natural next step becomes understanding how each phase of the AI strategy lifecycle contributes to building a robust AI framework. Let's see how this unfolds.
As we embark on this workshop journey, it's essential to grasp how each day is like a piece of a puzzle, forming a comprehensive AI strategy. We begin with laying down the foundation by understanding AI and its strategic framework. It's not just about knowing AI, but about crafting a deliberate strategy to harness its potential effectively.
That makes sense. It seems like the agenda is designed to build our understanding progressively, from identifying opportunities to deploying solutions and finally ensuring sustainable integration. Why is this phased approach so crucial?
Well, think of it like building a house. You wouldn't start with the roof, right? Each phase, from identifying opportunities to deploying and supporting strategies, ensures that AI initiatives are not just isolated projects, but part of a well aligned strategy that supports the whole organization. This way, we avoid the pitfalls of misalignment between technical efforts and business priorities.
I see. So it's about connecting strategic intent with operational execution. By the end of the workshop, participants should have a holistic view of how AI fits into their organization's goals. But what about the challenges organizations face at different stages?
That's where reflection comes in. Each organization might face unique challenges, whether it's in targeting, building, deploying, or governing AI solutions. Identifying these gaps is key to crafting a tailored approach.
And speaking of crafting approaches, it seems like the next step is understanding AI as a strategic capability rather than just a tool. Why is it important to distinguish between strategic and tactical AI adoption?
Great question, Rana. Recognizing AI as a strategic capability shifts the focus from solving immediate issues to creating long-term value. This brings us to our next topic, where we'll explore how a comprehensive AI strategy framework acts as a blueprint for aligning AI initiatives with broader organizational goals.
So, understanding this distinction sets the stage for designing AI initiatives that truly support and enhance organizational priorities. I'm curious to see how this framework can transform AI from a standalone investment into a core strategic asset.
When we think about AI, it's not just about adding a new tool to the toolbox, it's a complete shift in how organizations function. Imagine it like moving from a map to a GPS. AI doesn't just show you where you are, but helps you navigate the fastest route to your destination, aligning every move with your long-term goals.
That makes sense. So, it's about having a clear strategy, not just using AI in bits and pieces. If organizations only focus on immediate issues without a broader strategy, it's like patching up holes in a boat instead of building a ship that sails smoothly.
Exactly. A strategic approach ensures that AI initiatives align with the organization's core objectives, much like a well-orchestrated symphony where every instrument plays in harmony, contributing to the overall performance. This is where an AI strategy framework comes in, serving as a blueprint to guide these initiatives coherently and sustainably.
I see. It's like having a master plan that keeps everything aligned and moving in the right direction. But what if an organization doesn't have this framework in place? How does it affect their AI journey?
Without a structured framework, AI efforts can become disjointed, like trying to build a house without a blueprint. Each room might look fine on its own, but the overall structure lacks cohesion and strength. This brings us to an important aspect of AI strategy, the architecture that underpins successful transformation.
So it's not just about having a strategy, but ensuring it's built on a solid foundation that aligns with business priorities. How do organizations ensure their AI strategy is more than just a collection of good ideas?
That's a great question. It starts with understanding AI strategy as an architecture, a dynamic structure that includes direction, governance, and execution. This architecture ensures that every AI initiative is not only aligned with, but also enhances business priorities. And this leads us to explore how this structured approach can transform AI from experimental to strategically valuable.
Which raises an important question about how these elements fit together to form a cohesive strategy. Let's delve into that framework and see how it can guide organizations to harness AI effectively.
Imagine an AI strategy not as a static plan, but as an architectural blueprint guiding transformation across an organization. It's like building a house. You need a clear design before you start laying bricks. This framework ensures that AI initiatives are not just isolated projects, but part of a cohesive system that aligns with business priorities. It's about setting the right direction, establishing governance, and executing with discipline to truly harness AI's potential.
That makes sense. So, it's crucial for leaders to understand this architecture before diving into the specifics of tools or models. Without this foundational understanding, AI efforts could become fragmented and fail to deliver real value. It seems like having a clear strategy helps in assessing readiness and identifying gaps in governance.
Exactly, Rana. And this structured approach ensures that every AI investment supports core business goals, making it strategic rather than just experimental. As leaders, having a blueprint of the AI strategy allows them to see the big picture and hold teams accountable for achieving defined outcomes. But what happens when strategy is driven by experimentation without a coherent framework?
That's a good question. Without a strategic framework, AI adoption might lead to disconnected initiatives that don't scale. This brings us to the next part of our journey, understanding how a structured AI strategy not only aligns with business priorities, but also acts as a blueprint for business transformation. How do organizations ensure that AI serves as a core driver of transformation rather than just a technological tool?
When we think about AI strategy, it's much like designing a building. It's not just about choosing the fanciest tools or models, it's about ensuring all components work together seamlessly. Imagine an architect who doesn't just focus on the latest materials, but ensures the entire structure stands firm by integrating design, governance, and execution. This holistic approach transforms AI from a mere experiment into a powerful business enabler.
So it's not just about playing around with technology, but having a clear strategy that aligns with the organization's goals. It seems like many organizations fall into the trap of experimenting without a plan, leading to disjointed results. How can businesses avoid this and ensure AI acts as a catalyst for transformation rather than just another tech project?
It starts with strategic literacy at a blueprint level. Leaders need to articulate a clear vision of how AI components interconnect and what conditions are necessary for them to thrive. This isn't just a technical task, but a leadership imperative. Without this clarity, AI initiatives can become scattered and ineffective. Now, as we move forward, we'll explore how this strategic framework is visually structured, providing a roadmap that ensures every layer of AI strategy supports the next.
That sounds intriguing. A visual architecture could help demystify the complexity of AI strategy. I'm curious about how these layers interact and what role governance plays in this framework. It seems like an essential piece in making sure AI initiatives are not only successful, but sustainable.
Exactly. Understanding these layers helps bridge the gap between ambition and execution, ensuring that AI efforts are not just reactive, but proactive and scalable. This brings us to the next stage of our journey, where we delve into how strategic direction, governance, and execution lifecycle create a cohesive and resilient AI strategy. Let's explore how this visual architecture lays the foundation for long-term success. Imagine you're planning a grand journey across new territories. To ensure success, you wouldn't just set off without a map or a plan, right? That's precisely what the AI strategy framework acts as, a comprehensive map guiding organizations through the vast landscape of AI implementation. At the top, we have the strategic direction, setting the course from a global to an organizational level. It's like charting your journey, making sure every step is aligned with the broader context.
And then there's governance, the sturdy foundation ensuring everything stays on track. It's not just about ticking boxes, but about building a robust structure that supports and legitimizes the entire effort. Without it, the risks are like unseen obstacles that could derail the entire expedition.
Exactly. And once the direction and foundation are in place, we move into the execution phase, where the journey truly unfolds. This isn't a one-time sprint, but a continuous cycle of targeting, building, deploying, and supporting, like a well-oiled machine, perpetually advancing and refining.
It sounds like each layer is interdependent, much like the gears in a clock. If one part falters, the whole system could fall apart. But when everything is harmonized, it transforms ambition into tangible results.
Indeed, the framework is more than just a visual guide. It's a strategic compass. But as we've seen, many organizations stumble not because of a lack of technology, but due to missing this cohesive structure. This brings us to an intriguing question.
What happens when there's no formal AI strategy blueprint? How does that affect an organization's ability to harness AI's full potential?
That's the next chapter of our story. We'll explore why having an AI strategy blueprint is not just beneficial, but essential to avoid fragmentation and ensure AI initiatives are integrated and impactful. Imagine steering a ship without a clear map or compass. That's what navigating AI without a strategic blueprint feels like for many organizations. Without a cohesive plan, different departments might pursue AI initiatives independently, duplicating efforts and creating governance gaps. This fragmentation can limit the overall value AI brings and may leave critical risks unchecked.
Exactly, Sarah. It's like having pieces of a puzzle but no picture to guide you. A formal AI strategy blueprint serves as that picture, aligning vision, governance, capabilities, and execution in a way that isolated efforts can't. It ensures that AI acts as a transformational force rather than just another tech upgrade.
And it really is transformational. AI changes the entire decision-making landscape, impacting how data flows, compliance is managed, and what skills are needed. Treating AI as enterprise architecture rather than just a technology roadmap acknowledges its deep organizational implications. This approach helps shape operational models and long-term capabilities.
So it's not just about technology, but about reshaping the organization's foundation. Early investment in a formal AI strategy blueprint creates a competitive edge that's hard for others to replicate. It reduces redundancies, accelerates scaling, and aligns AI initiatives with core business goals. But it also raises some important questions about current practices.
Indeed, questions like where AI initiatives are being pursued independently or how well current strategies align vision and governance are crucial. It's about understanding the depth of AI's impact and preparing leadership to manage these changes. Speaking of impact, this brings us to a broader perspective.
Which is how AI, when treated as a transformational force, reshapes decision-making and organizational structures. It's more than just incremental change. It's about redefining the way an organization operates at every level. So, the natural next step becomes understanding the systemic impact AI has across interconnected domains.
Imagine you're steering a ship through a vast ocean, Rana. AI is like a new compass that doesn't just help you sail faster, but alters the very course of your journey. It reshapes how decisions are made, not just upgrading tools, but transforming the entire navigation system of an organization.
That sounds profound, Sarah. So, AI isn't just about tweaking the sails, it's about rethinking the entire voyage. How does this transformation ripple through an organization?
Exactly. When AI is woven into the fabric of an enterprise, it impacts everything: governance, decision making, operations. It's like a domino effect. A change in one area influences many others. This interconnectedness means that AI can't be deployed in isolation. A coordinated approach is crucial, one that aligns technology with strategic goals across the board.
I see. So, treating AI as a collection of isolated projects might limit its potential and even increase risks. It's about seeing the bigger picture and leading with a strategic vision. But what happens if organizations don't take this enterprise-wide approach?
Organizations that treat AI incrementally often find themselves with misaligned processes and increased compliance risks. It's like trying to patch a quilt without a pattern. The pieces just don't fit together seamlessly. This is why understanding AI as a transformational force is vital for unlocking its full potential.
That makes sense. It seems essential to shift from scattered efforts to a unified strategy. But how do organizations move from these isolated initiatives to a more strategic architecture?
That's the next part of our journey. Transforming from isolated AI efforts to a strategic architecture is like building a lighthouse that guides all ships towards the same shore. It's about creating a framework where individual AI initiatives connect to broader goals and governance standards, ensuring they work in harmony rather than in silos.
So it's about creating a cohesive structure that supports sustainability and scalability, isn't it? I'm curious to explore how organizations can architect this strategic approach effectively.
Indeed, and this brings us to the starting point of understanding how strategic architecture can transform isolated initiatives into a comprehensive, enterprise-wide capability. Let's delve into that. As we explore how organizations adopt AI, it's clear that many start with isolated initiatives. These projects often deliver quick wins, but can lead to a fragmented landscape, making it difficult to scale and align with broader business goals. Imagine trying to piece together a puzzle without knowing the final picture. It becomes chaotic and inefficient.
That makes sense. So moving from isolated efforts to a strategic architecture is like creating a cohesive puzzle where each piece fits perfectly. It's about connecting the dots to ensure that AI projects align with strategic objectives and support long-term goals. How does this transition affect an organization's ability to innovate and grow?
When initiatives are strategically sequenced and integrated, the organization can innovate sustainably. It's not just about one-off successes, but about building a scalable and governable AI framework. This transition helps protect investments and enhances overall returns. But achieving this requires more than just alignment. It demands a well-thought-out plan.
Right, a plan that outlines not just the journey, but also the roadmap to get there. I'm curious, how do organizations ensure that this strategic architecture is actionable and not just a theoretical concept?
That's where the AI strategy blueprint comes into play. It's a comprehensive framework that includes a preliminary strategy, governance, and detailed execution plans. Each component is essential and interdependent, ensuring that strategic intent translates into real-world outcomes. But understanding these components leads us to a critical question.
Which is, how do these layers work together to create a robust and reliable AI strategy? Let's delve into the components of this blueprint to see how they form the backbone of an effective AI strategy.
Imagine building a house. You wouldn't start without a blueprint, right? In the world of AI, the strategy blueprint serves a similar purpose. It's the foundation that aligns the organization's ambitions with its broader goals, ensuring everything from strategic direction to ethical governance is firmly in place. But much like a house, if one part of this blueprint falters, whether it's in planning, compliance, or execution, the whole structure can become unstable.
That makes sense. So it's not just about having a plan, but ensuring each part of the strategy supports the others. If the governance layer is weak, for instance, it could jeopardize the entire AI initiative by exposing it to risks. It's like having a sturdy roof but shaky walls. I guess this interconnectedness means that each layer must be developed with care to avoid cascading failures.
Exactly. Without this careful balance, AI strategies might remain just lofty ideas without real-world impact. It's crucial that leaders recognize these layers as distinct yet interdependent responsibilities. This understanding helps them pinpoint where their organization might be vulnerable and address those gaps before they become problematic.
And when these layers are strong and interconnected, they create a robust framework for AI that not only addresses the present, but also scales with future demands. Which naturally brings us to an intriguing question. How does a well-constructed blueprint not only prevent pitfalls, but actually drive success?
That's a great question. The next step is to explore how this blueprint can act as a success enabler, guiding organizations to prioritize investments, integrate governance early, and scale AI capabilities intentionally. This sets the stage for understanding how a structured approach can transform strategic intent into operational excellence and competitive advantage. Imagine an orchestra preparing for a grand performance. The conductor's blueprint is essential. It directs every musician, ensuring harmony and coherence. Similarly, an AI blueprint acts as the conductor for an organization, guiding resource allocation and embedding governance from the get-go. This proactive approach minimizes risks and aligns everyone towards a unified goal, much like a well-rehearsed symphony.
That makes sense, Sarah. Without such a blueprint, organizations might find themselves in a cacophony of misaligned efforts, akin to musicians playing different tunes without a conductor. But how does this blueprint enable intentional growth rather than reactive chaos?
Well, it's all about controlled and intentional scaling. With a blueprint, organizations can expand AI capabilities in a deliberate manner, much like adding instruments to an orchestra only when the players are ready and the music requires it. This avoids the pitfalls of hasty, unplanned growth that often leads to technical debt and operational strain.
I see. So it's like having a roadmap that not only guides the journey, but ensures every step is measured and purposeful. But what if an organization is already experimenting without such structure? How do they transition to a more strategic approach?
Great question. The transition begins by recognizing the need for a structured framework that converts strategic intent into operational discipline. It's about shifting from reactive experimentation to strategic adoption, much like moving from improvisation to a well-composed piece. This sets the stage for achieving AI-driven competitive advantage.
That's a compelling analogy, Sarah. And it naturally leads us to the next step in this journey. Just as a blueprint provides the foundation for AI initiatives, what role does a comprehensive AI strategy framework play in aligning these efforts with broader organizational goals?
Exactly, Rana. The AI strategy framework acts as the directional compass, ensuring every initiative is purposefully connected to strategic objectives rather than being driven by technological novelty. It's about aligning the music with the vision, creating a cohesive performance. And this brings us to the starting point of understanding how strategy and governance must be designed together for true alignment.